What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today on this episode of Watch This, we're going to be taking a look at the Pagani design Daytona, modeled after the Rolex Daytona. Let's do this. This Pagani came in a pretty basic cardboard box, it looks like, made in China. I believe it's got a Japan quartz movement in it, if I'm correct. Let's go ahead and see if I can get this off carefully without shaking the camera. Comes with a cleaning cloth, blue, pretty stylish. Very beautiful watch. It has actually a crystal lens on there, if I'm correct, that's not normal glass. The buttons on the side, they actually screw down to lock, so I can't click them unless I unscrew them. Screw down crown as well. There's no date, but there is time. The second hand is this small dial, while the big hand will be your stopwatch. Very similar to the Rolex Daytona, used on the racetrack and things that you're taking speeds and times with, basically. You got seconds, minutes, and hours, and the trachymeter, I believe it's called. Let's go ahead and take this out of the box and take a look at it. So it's a pretty basic, like, styrofoam that they got this in. Very nice. The back of here on the picture was actually a checkered flag, and it came like this. So I was a little upset about that, but no biggie at all. It's still stylish and very nice. Inside here, we got a Pagani design guaranteed card. I don't know if that's worth anything. And this manual is actually a basic manual that has basic instructions for all their watches. Nothing particular to this watch. If you want to look up the specs, all you have to do is look up Pagani design Daytona, and it should be able to tell you a little more about it. I did have to remove one link off of this watch when I fit it to myself. And it's pretty cool because these links are actually, let me see if I can show you. They remove with a tiny flathead there, so they provide a small screwdriver along with the watch, which I thought was very nice. And it's got good weight to it. It's not huge. I remember when I got it, I felt like it was too small, but it's actually just about right now that I've grown into it a bit. So let's take a deeper dive on this and see what we can find. Now, the clasp on this was actually very hard to get off when I first got the watch. It actually scared me because it was so hard that I couldn't get it back off once I had got it on. But after about 10 to 15 times, it loosened up. I kind of learned a trick too. If you pull on this left top corner, it pops out pretty easily. As you can see, the back plate is very similar to the Rolex Daytona, which also had the checkered flag. This has a checkered flag, car on there, Pagani design, and then the water resistant specs, stainless steel, all that. Very polished, round bezel. It's very nice. Like I said, that's not normal glass. I remember reading when I was purchasing the watch, I believe that's crystal. And it's just very smooth. Red accent around the dial there. Like I said, these guys actually screw out. Let me see here. The one starts and stops, and the other resets. So I'll give you an example. Say we're on the track. You could say go, and you're watching, you know, your lap time. You're waiting for them to come back around the track. Say you stop it. All right, and then when you reset, boom. When I got this, I thought my second hand didn't work. I was so confused because this is my first watch with like a trachymeter or whatever it's called. But yeah, that's how that works for anyone who gets one of these. The second hand is going to be your trachymeter, and then they put the second hand usually in this middle dial. At least it is for this one. And then as this goes around, I believe it's this guy will count the minutes that's gone by. And this is just the hour time for the day. We're currently in the 18th, almost 19th hour. It is later in the day here where I live. But very nice, beautiful watch, great quality. I picked this up for about $125. This is currently my most expensive watch in my collection. But it is well worth it. I had my eyes on this for a very long time, and I actually purchased it for myself as a Christmas present. So while everybody else was opening presents on Christmas, I did not open any presents. But I did have this on my wrist, which made me feel a little better. And like I said, it's not too big, it's not too small. Very nice. It's sporty, so you could wear it around. Not very durable, you know, so I wouldn't scratch it up and bang it up taking it to work or anything like that. But nice events or casual events is a good time to wear this, even on the holidays, because it is a little bit dressier, but it's still functional. Very nice. And it's quality craftsmanship too. I mean, all of the dials and everything is very on point. All the hour hands, everything is exactly how it should be. And I'm very happy with the watch, to be honest with you. Out of all the watches I purchased recently, in this price range, this is by far the best value. If I paid $200 to $300 for this watch, it would make sense, because this is a very nice watch. And if you're looking for a cheap alternative to the Rolex Daytona, I would definitely say this is a good one here. As far as Pagani design goes, I've heard good and bad things. But as far as what I've experienced, Pagani to me is one of the best brands I've encountered so far. So I would highly recommend, if you are looking at a Pagani. I know they also make pro divers and a lot of other things. If you're looking for a certain style, they make a lot of cheaper alternatives for some of the current looks and fashion. So that is my review of the Pagani Design Daytona. I give it 5 out of 5 stars, to be honest. When I first got it, I thought it was a bit too small for my wrist, but now it's grown on me and I like it a lot. And as most of you know, more expensive watches, especially Rolexes, they tend to be smaller. The bigger, bulkier watches are usually cheaper watches. So sometimes when you get a more expensive watch, it will feel a little small and dainty, but that's really how they can tell quality a lot of times as well, because a quality watchmaker isn't going to make something big and bulky. A lot of times it's slim, not very heavy, and not very thick. This is pretty thick, but I think a lot of it has to do with that crystal and the back plate. But yeah, overall, very great watch. I highly recommend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell. Come back for more in the future, and comment below. Let me know any watches you might want to see in the future, or anything else that might interest you. I appreciate it. Thank you.